Welcome to Garden Cafe. I'm Maureen, and this is my Central Texas Zone 8B 9A garden. Today, I am starting seeds. You better take a look at your seeds, folks, because the days from seed to flower are longer than you might expect. And I know now spring feels like it's a million years away, but trust me, when spring does get here, you're going to want something to plant out ready to go to look beautiful. I've gone through my seed box and literally, folks, I do know, well, clearly I wanted delphinium for the spring. 120 days from seed to flower. So if I plant them today, they may start flowering in the beginning of April. So definitely have to get those started. Phlox, I just want an early start on these. They are absolutely gorgeous. They're beautiful in Central Texas in the spring. So I'm going to go ahead and start those. And the calendula, it's not strictly fabulous for Central Texas, but oh my gosh, I thought they were so pretty. I grew them from seed, put them out in the garden. I'm going to try to find some photos. They were so beautiful. So I wanted to start these a little earlier so they'll actually start flowering when they're happier in the early spring when it's a little bit cooler. So these are the few I'm going to start today. And of course, I have to do another experiment. So delphinium, I'm going to start it in my Let pot system. And I'm also going to start it in seed starter soil. So just to see, it's another test, which one grows better. Now, I've used this Let pot before, but just let me go through with you on the pieces and the parts. This specific type is a Let pot system. I've also used AeroGardens in the past. They're basically just hydroponic systems, which just simply means that instead of growing in soil, it grows in water. And I'm going to show you how that works. So in the bottom, and this is any of the hydroponic systems, you have a pump and it circulates the water through to the plants. Oh, wait. And then this will plug in back here to give power to the pump. Let me get that one in there. Okay, it's really easy. You have cages and you can buy replacements on these. They are definitely throwaways. And you buy sponges, and the sponges have a hole in the center where you put the seed. You simply put the seed in there, put it in the cage, and put it in place. And there are domes that go over these until the seeds start germinating. That basically create a little greenhouse for the plants. Then you have a light system, a grow light system. It's really just wonderful light. You can adjust the height, so you're going to put it lower when you're starting seeds, and as the seedlings grow, you'll raise it up as far as you want. And it basically just slides back here. I like the Let pot system because this is much easier to detach and clean up than the AeroGarden, but they both work very well. And then in the back, you would just plug in your pump, and then you do the power source, and that plug is in the house in my grow zone. So we're going to go ahead and get started on this one. Let me take the light out just to make it a little bit easier to access. And I'll put that back, obviously, when we're done. So again, I'm going to be putting delphinium in here. I'm not going to add the water until, and you can see here too, they have a water level here, so you can see how much water is in and what not to fill over. But I'm not adding water until I bring it into the grow zone, just to make it a little bit easier. And I'm planting delphinium in the Let pot. It's pretty simple. You just take 1 or 2 seeds, put it in the hole, put the sponge in the cage, and drop it in. It really, truly is that simple. I'm going to do the rest on fast forward. It's that simple. No soil. Very easy. And the most awesome part is the only thing you have to even think about, and it will alert you on your cell phone. And again, remember, I put the lights at their lowest level when I'm just starting seeds. And the app on your cell phone will let you know when to add water or fertilizer. It's pretty simple. Let's get this inside. It is one day away from December. 1 day? 2 days away from December. And my grow zone is already getting very full. But let me show you the let pot. So here's the let pot. The lights, oh, one of the domes are missing. Must have gone over on the back. That's okay, I'll put another one on it. The domes are on, so they're little greenhouses. The light's on, the pump is working, and literally, that's it, folks. I'm done. My phone will tell me when I need to add water to the system. But other than that, I don't do anything else other than take these domes off when it starts germinating and then upplanting them, and that won't happen probably until the end of January. I'll do a separate video on that one. So let's get back to planting the other seeds in seedling soil. Oops, I forgot one thing. These are the labels that go over the top of each of the let pot seed sponges, and it's got a hole in the center, and obviously the hole is where, you know, that hole in the sponge is. But I write the names of what's planted. This one's easier. Delphinium is all of them. And I will go and put these on next. So now to start on the seeds we will be doing in soil. I get seed starter soil. Any soil will work, but I've got to tell you folks, the percentage of seeds that actually germinated and did well was much lower than when I started using this. My sister Teresa got me to go ahead and give it a try, and it was a significant enough difference that this is what I will use when I start seeds. And it's just very loose. There's no woody pieces. I like it. It is definitely good. And as I said, it's not a must. It's just I found that it just works better. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some water in here. Obviously, this is very dry. Okay. And as you can see, look at the difference between the seed starter soil and the regular potted garden soil. Big difference. Lots of chunks in the other one, although this one is not as bad. But this is very fine, very easy for roots to start from those seeds. This soil is hydrophobic, which simply means it will repel water when it starts. You can see it's just running off. But I'm just going to pre-moisten it, and if you just let it sit, mix it in, eventually the soil will start accepting the moisture. You don't want the soil to be soaking wet. You want it to be just enough to hold together just a little bit. That's the good measure I use for this. I think I pretty much got to all the dry spots in here. And it is no longer hydrophobic. How's that? Okay. So I'm using these 12 cell containers. You've seen me use them before. 12 cells, put soil in each cell. Seeds will go in here. It has a reservoir where you put the water, and I'll fill this up 1/3 full of water after I plant the seeds. And then that goes in here. And then, where did it go? There you go. Domes that create a greenhouse effect. And since I am starting seeds, I will use the sliders. That's opened. But when you start the seeds, you want to keep it completely closed literally a closed greenhouse. The second you start seeing the seeds germinate, you start seeing those little green stems start coming up, you go ahead and open it because it will need air once you do see that green. But starting out, these will remain closed. All right, so I'm going to fill all 3 of these since I know I'm going to be using them all. I'm going to put delphinium in one, calendula in another, and what was the other one? I think it was phlox. Delphinium, calendula, and phlox. And folks, remember, labels, labels, labels. You will not be able to tell what is what until much further. Now, you don't want to pack this down really hard. You just want to make sure there's no air pockets underneath here. There, that one's good. There we go. That's one. And another. And I'll put this on fast forward. And I'm going to go ahead and put the labels on now. So there's no question. Nope. Double check. Some seeds prefer to just be on top of the soil. They really need the light to germinate. Other seeds need to be down just a little bit. This, not much. It's just 1/8 of an inch. So I'm literally just going to put a little fingerprint in each one of the delphinium cells. I may need to open the other pack, but let's see. Okay. And I'm just going to put 1 or 2 seeds in each section. Two. I'm putting 2 in each section. Okay, I need to open the other pack. It does not want to open. Come on. There we go. All right, where did I leave off? There. All right, a few more. Okay, that's simple. And I'm just going to sprinkle a very tiny bit of seedling soil over the top. It's 1/8 of an inch, so really it's a dusting. All right, so that one is ready to go. Again, I have to put water in the reservoir, and I'll fill it to 1/3. And then this will go under the grow lights. Delphinium, done. Next is phlox. I love phlox. My sister grew them one year and gave me some, and oh my gosh, they were so gorgeous all spring. I was so impressed. So this year I got seeds, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. Now this one needs to be, and if you look on the back, you can see 1/4 inch deep. So this one needs to be under a little more soil. So I will, again, use my finger to put a few holes in, put holes in each cell before putting the seeds in, and then I'll sprinkle the soil over the top. This part I will do on fast forward. The last one for today, because I really need to get out there and water the plants that are on the porch, is the calendula, and it's the Cabluna mix. And I'll get a picture of it online and put it up here. Again, these grew, these were gorgeous. These were just gorgeous. I planted them because I thought they were pretty. I did this knowing it was not a very good choice for my grow zone. But folks, this worked out. This was stunning. So I knew I was going to be planting a lot more of these this year. So again, let's see what the depth is. Planting height, spacing, depth, 1/4 inch again. So I'll put little divots in the cells and then plant these. So the rest is going to be on fast forward. Absolutely running out of grow space at this point, but I will make these fit. Well, my garage grow zone is getting pretty packed, and inside my grow tub is also getting packed, and I have several more seeds I plan on starting, but I'm gonna have to come up with a solution to my space problem. It's going to be interesting. Right now, of course, the entire house is filled with Christmas and trees. And so trying to shuffle around my plants at this moment in time, probably not going to happen. So let's just hope that we don't end up with any really freezing temperatures, which would be incredibly unusual if we got them in December, until after Christmas. And then I will set these up by the window inside the house, outside the on the inside by the dining room window. Fingers crossed. But I had to start those if they're going to be ready in time for me to plant them out in the spring to be beautiful. If you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe, like, and share. It really helps me to grow my channel. Have a wonderful day.